it is Thursday, 18th July already. Good morning. This is THG Network. THG News Today with your host, Mervyn Hanley. I mean, it feels like it was only yesterday was the 1st of July, and now it is the 18th of July. Can you imagine that? I mean, the time is just flying. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be saying Merry Christmas. Jeez, I'm telling you. It's good to be here in your company this morning. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time, I say to you, welcome, and remember to subscribe to our network's channels so that you do not miss any information around here. Remember, folks, that just on a programming note, that on July 31st, we're taking a break. Well, should I even call it a break? It's just that we have so many activities taking place around the Caribbean, carnival, culturamas here and there, lots of events, and here and there we'll be covering. And so it will be very difficult, well, a bit challenging to be here, there, and everywhere at the same time. But of course, if there is breaking news, we'll bring to you. So we take a break after July 31st, and then we're back on August 12th with THG News Today. And you know, over the last couple of weeks, I must mention this, that I have been just reflecting, and believe it or not, July 2000, the year 2000 July is when I entered media, the media world. So I have been doing this, well, a part of media and all of that for 24 years. I know I look young, but 24 years I have been doing this. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, you know, we go through different seasons. So we're going through a season right now. By the end of the year, we'll see what happens as far as whether there's a shift in season, a new chapter, or whatever the case may be. But I believe that I have given this my all 24 years in media. And so we will see what the good Lord has in store for me in the coming months and the beginning of 2025. God spare. Yeah? This morning's edition of the news is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on St. Maarten with 3 locations on the island. Let me say good morning and to the staff at Carl & Sons and also the management of Carl & Sons. They're always logged on to THG Network, THG News Today. And so I'm very happy that you are proud sponsors of this programming. Also, Feases on Nevis. They're not open yet, but they'll be open today. I think it's 8:30, right? I believe it's 8:30. Feases there, close to the waterfront, next to the Cotton Ginnery Mall. That area, you'll find them on Nevis. Now, we're following a story out of Guyana where a 6-year-old remains in critical condition after being shot. The 6-year-old who was hit in the head by a stray bullet while standing next to his mother. 5 days ago, he remains in a critical condition at the Georgetown Public Hospital. Meanwhile, in relation to any suspect's arrest, the police is saying that there has been no arrest and investigations are still ongoing. I'm not sure what's going on with all this crime, upsurge in crime, violence, gun violence all over the place, and you can be an innocent bystander. Look at that. Luckily, well, the child is in a critical condition, but we will see what happens there. Now, out of Dominica, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has challenged sectors of society to advocate and be more vocal on the matter of climate change, which he said is affecting everyone. I just want to say this before I continue to read this. I recognize that many leaders around the Caribbean, around the world, but let me speak about the Caribbean, they're all talking the same language right now about climate change. But I know someone who has been speaking about climate change and all of that, right? Very passionate about climate change and the need to take serious action. And this has been years ago. And her name is the Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge of Nevis. When governments and politicians, when they were busy doing other stuff, talking about other stuff, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge has always been a strong voice speaking about climate change, the impact, the effects, the environment, you name it. But I'm happy to see now that everybody now falling in line speaking about climate change. Now let me continue. So speaking during a tour in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which was hard hit hit hard by Hurricane Beryl. The Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit observed oftentimes the issue of climate change is left to governments alone to deal with. I want to say to us, and of course the wider Caribbean, that we must not continue to see our advocacy as only being the responsibility of the Prime Minister or the government, he stated. The issue of climate change and its impact is affecting every one of us. He pointed out that the voice of the advocacy is not being heard consistently from various sectors of society, including the private sector, civil society, and the church. And therefore, it is an opportunity for us to rally around and advocate and call on the international community to their promise, he said. The Prime Minister went on to say, over 16 years ago, we went to Copenhagen and promises were made there, and not $1 has been delivered from Copenhagen. You see how long he said? 16 years ago. So they travel all these miles, thousands of miles on taxpayers' money, or even if it's sponsored by another country. 16 years ago, promises were made, and he's saying up to date, not $1 given. He went on to say we were in Paris in 2015, and we arrived at an accord. And within that accord, there were promises made, and we haven't seen any of those. Prime Minister Skerrit revealed that whenever such meetings are held, Caribbean leaders question whether they should even attend. But the reality is, once there is injustice, we must never give up the fight, he remarked. We're not doing this for us. We're doing it for succeeding generations. Meanwhile, speaking at a press conference on Monday, the Prime Minister said his government will intensify efforts to bring resilience and rally more decisive and impactful action from developed countries who he said should bear the bulk of responsibility for the present climate crisis. You will hear more from me on this in the coming weeks and months as I continue to advocate on this matter. He also announced at the press conference that Dominica will contribute $1 million each to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada, which were affected by Hurricane Beryl. I believe that we have a duty and obligation, both moral and ethical, to stand in solidarity with those who were affected, Skerrit remarked. News out of St. Maarten, Prime Minister Dr. Luc Masselina announced on Wednesday at the Council of Ministers press briefing that he intends to bring in assistance from the neighboring islands to assist the police force of St. Maarten on Election Day. The Prime Minister said he had a meeting with the police, who expressed concerns over the level of violence in the community and shared concerns about the safety and security of the people during the election. Prime Minister Marcelino condemned the political parties and or candidates who he said are busy on social media and other platforms inciting violence. He said that as Prime Minister, he would do everything he could to ensure that all persons on St. Maarten remain safe. The Prime Minister said the people of St. Maarten are not accustomed to any form of viciousness during election campaigns. And I must say that there were one or two incidents where it got a bit tense. And you can feel here and there the tension in the air in certain quarters regarding this upcoming election on St. Maarten. Yeah, so I support the Prime Minister with that in terms of beefing up security for the upcoming elections on August 19th. And finally, in our commentary and news this morning, out of Anguilla, and this is going to be so awesome because there has been an upsurge in crime and violent and gun and gangs and all of that on the island. And Lakes World, they're putting on a gospel explosion peace appeal. It's called a Lakes World Gospel Explosion Peace Appeal, and that's tonight at the Lansom Bowl Cultural Center. And it performances by Sherwin, Gardner, Samuel Medas, Brent Hoyt, and a Spanish band. The Spanish band, well, Angolians will probably know what Spanish band they're talking about. So yes, going out tonight, it's free, and just unite as one, and just allow the blessings of God to flow not only over the Lansom Bowl Cultural Center, but all across Angola from east to west end, Blowing Point to North Hill, from South Valley to Island Harbor, from deep waters to Farrington. Just allow the presence of God to take over. And you're going to hear songs like this one from Sherwin Gardner, my producer. This is how we're going to end our show. Do join me again tomorrow morning, God's willing, at 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time for an interview I have tomorrow with Dr. Kelvin Daly out of Nevis. We're going to talk some politics tomorrow morning. But for now, we're focused on what's taking place on Anguilla tonight at the Lansom Bowl Cultural Center. It's a gospel peace concert. And I'm asking and I'm encouraging thousands of you to go on out. It's not about party. It's not about politics. It's about just coming together. All of you rising up in Christ, fighting this demonic spirit of gun violence over the island. Give me Sherwin Gardner before we go. Something good is going to happen this year. Yes, let's play that one from Sherwin Gardner. God bless you guys. Until tomorrow.
Winning, we winning, and we here to stay. Is the blessings me say will find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them the money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Tell them me claim it. All of my blessings, my name it.
Marlin Sons have been serving the people of St. Maarten for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Colbay and on the Punfill. In Colbay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colbay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up-shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They are also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.